Hey there, today the moon goes into Airy Gemini. Airy meaning air sign Gemini. So we speed things up a little bit with a different vibe from where the moon has been in Taurus. The moon also moves into Gemini, and then a few hours after its entry into Gemini joins up with Uranus, planet of shakeup and change and shifts in consciousness and new insights, new ideas, new thinking, unexpected developments. So that moon joining Uranus can bring us some significant shifts in our thinking. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro vibe for Saturday, June 13th. And the new moon in Gemini is tomorrow. So Sunday's new moon. And check out my podcast. Episode 2 will be coming out tomorrow. And I talk about tomorrow's new moon in Gemini in that podcast. So for today, we're looking at this shift in energy from the moon in Taurus, where things are slow and we have to get hands on and we have to physically put our hands on and make things happen and shape them. And it's not instantaneous. It's not really in the flow so much with Taurus. It's more in the methodical process. It's more in the day-to-day routines and things that tend to keep us grounded because they feel secure and stable. Gemini, on the other hand, breaks free of that in many ways, and especially with the planet Uranus. So Gemini says, okay, let's get beyond just this simple need for physical security and stability, and let's explore. Let's go explore the world around us, see what there is to learn, see what information we can gather. That is the vibe of the moon in Gemini. So it has more of this curiosity, this explorative sense of expanding into new territory of thinking and ideas and communication and how to put things in words so that if you think about, and so my example from yesterday's video, the energy of in nature, how in nature we might be defending our territory with that Taurus energy, especially with Mars in Taurus. And Mars is going to be going into Gemini here soon. So in a couple weeks, once the moon goes from Taurus, where we're thinking about home and where we belong and how we're going to keep things going, the moon goes into Gemini and it says, I really need to better understand the world around me. So remember, in nature, we go from that safe feeling of the home and the protection of our territory and our home base, and we go to explore. And in that curiosity, in that following of our desire to know more about the world around us, we can gather more information. And in that, you know, sense of how nature does it, it might involve what's the neighbor doing, what's going on in the world around me, what's going on beyond my territory, what is there for me to gather in terms of information that that I can then become more savvy, right? Smarter, helps you understand your neighbors or maybe your enemies a little bit better for survival. So when we bring that back to our process and thinking about the energy of how Gemini keeps us getting smarter, learning new things, having new ideas, and understanding the world around us, we can use this Gemini energy to open our minds and explore and discover and open to new ideas. That Uranus combination of the moon really activates sudden shifts in thinking. So be clear about what you want to know And then that classic thing I've been saying, which is open your mind, let go of the habitual thoughts or the old ideas. Because when you have a clear mind, when your mind is open, you have beginner's mind, it helps you to access the new ideas and the new thinking that are going to take you where you want to go, as opposed to the ideas and the thinking of the past that are going to keep you where you are, right? So the Taurus energy wants stability, but the Gemini energy wants to expand. Really, it wants to go beyond the physical safety of the Taurus sense of environment and physical bodies and how we take care of our physical world. As we head into tomorrow's new moon, we begin that Gemini moon cycle. So we're also releasing the previous moon cycle. We're completing and bringing closure to the work we've been doing on that Taurus level. So looking back and reflecting on what you've learned about your needs, your new habits, your new patterns, how you're going to sustain the momentum that maybe began back in February, March, and April, and how you're going to stay grounded as things move forward. So with the Gemini new moon on Sunday, we're entering a moon cycle that is much more about that exploration and getting beyond the safety and the groundedness and the stability of Taurus to enter that realm of where the new ideas dwell. So opening our minds to those new ideas and new thinking, which is going to actually be the theme of the next 7 years as Uranus goes through Gemini. So we're going to always have that energy of Uranus and sudden shifts in thinking and ideas, and new ways of connecting with information. They are going to be shifting with Uranus in Gemini. Thanks for being here. I'm Marina Orms, and you can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. Follow this work by getting a subscription, free or paid level, at transformationalastrology.com, and follow my podcast, Astrology Heals. And thanks for subscribing to this YouTube channel where I do daily Astro Vibe videos. I will see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self-care. Bye for now.